Maybe this can lead on to this then. Hold on. Fantastic hip hop. Because we might as well while we're here. By the way, my name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan Trust, a name you can trust when it comes to all things reactions, such as we are going to react to, not this one because this was 3 weeks ago. We're going to react to the latest one, which is how Kendrick Lamar just ended Drake's Forever on Cardi's album. All right, listen, we now when it comes to Drake, anyway. By the way, my name is Versatile. I don't know if I already said it, but I'm gonna say it again. My name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan Trust, the name you can trust when it comes to all things reactions, such as going to react to how Kendrick Lamar just ended Drake Forever on Cardi's album. So when it comes to Drake, can we really say this? I mean, his career would merely be over in the sense of if he was to get locked up for things that he's being accused of. That will end his career. However, there's some people that still ride with him, irrespective of those accusations, irrespective of some of the evidence out there like that. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. And some people still ride for R. Kelly. So, you know what I mean? I listen, I'm gonna call a spade in it. Some people are fickle like that, and some people can do you know what I mean? I've never really been a Drake fan. I tried to be a Drake fan. I tried to listen and understand why do I hate Drake so much. It's not I don't hate. It's not like I hate Drake. It's more of the case of I don't like his music doesn't resonate with me like that. I mean, there's some songs I like, but I don't know. Let's keep it moving because I'm never going to disrespect someone's artistry if they're actually genuinely good. Authentic,
Now, after
authenticity will always matter, no matter what. Doesn't matter if you got bangers or not. Authenticity always matters. Your integrity of who you are as a human being. I mean, listen, if I was of a certain age, then maybe them type of things wouldn't really matter to me. But but then I was watching an interview with Neri on Drink Champs, and he was mentioning I don't look to entertainers, and he basically was saying he doesn't look to other entertainers for certain things, and it makes sense. I'm like, Emmy, if you do, for relate, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep moving because I'm waffling right now. Let's go.
For all of the delays and confusion around when this album was gonna drop, Playboi Carti finally released one of the most anticipated records in all of recent hip hop with his brand new album I Am Music. And with this, even with how anticipated everything that Carti has been building and preparing with this record was, there has been one thing that has been getting more attention than everything else so far, and of course, that is the presence of none other than Kendrick Lamar on this record,
Facts.
who really didn't just manage to make for the most surprising team up in rap because nobody saw Kendrick and Carti working together coming. But even with that, the surprises didn't stop there because Kendrick is not just featured once on this album, but he has 3 entire different guest verses. And with this, in every single
Are
perspective,
you for real? No, no, no. We're gonna react to every single one of them on today's stream. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Like, hold on, because I don't like it when artists do this, where they release an album on the same day. Yeah, they release an album on the day, but then you go to their track listing and it doesn't say who it features. That is so annoying. It's annoying. All right, and it may not be the artist's fault. It may be the record label's fault because maybe they don't want the artist to be drowned out. They don't. They basically want the artist's album to be done well, like played well, in a sense where okay, yeah, it's a surprise feature, or I don't know, man. To me, there's just some things I'm like, all right, cool. So let me see something. He's featured twice here. And he's got a tune with Skepta as well. He's got a tune with Skeppy. He's got another tune with Skeppy. Let's go. That's cold, man. Okay, good credit. There was another tune that he's got with. Okay, and it Backdoor. There's another one. There's another one apparently. I'm gonna try to get to all of them. So hold on, I just saw something that said K-pop a minute ago. Oh no. I get what I mean. All right, so there is Mojo Jojo. If you know about Powerpuff Girls, you know. I didn't know that. You see, we're going back to this. So yeah,
Possible, whether we look at Kendrick's versatility as a rapper, his skill as a lyricist, which he has a lot to say here, or from the actual perspective of what this represents in the industry and what these new songs will mean. Overall, Kendrick Lamar has managed to continue to cement himself as one of the most valuable faces of not just hip hop but the music industry ever. And at the same time as this, as Drake has been trying to work songs like his track Nokia to climb up the charts, Kendrick adding even more songs to his name that are going to end up taking the same spots that Drake has been trying to get, are going to for sure end any chance that Drake ever had of making a comeback with these songs. And now before we go any further into all of this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now as
to say to make a comeback is a bit of a wild statement. I can't even lie. Like I said, I'm not a Drake fan, but I can appreciate when someone has they have put in the work. Let's be real, but like I can appreciate that he has a core fan base. So regardless, you know what I mean. He's always touring. He's always releasing albums. So it's not like it's a comeback. It's more of a thing of I don't know what to say. What it is. Do you know what I mean? He's just in that. Like even before the actual beef kicked off the way that to the levels it's got to, it's like there was a lot of people saying his albums are mid and he needs to take a break. There's a lot of people that are Drake fans that have said this. Like, and yeah, like, and it's funny because Kendrick Lamar is like the complete opposite. He releases an album every 3 to 4, 5, 10, 100 years. You know what I mean? But now he's outside. But when he's outside, do you know what I mean? It's like it really is a peekaboo. It really is that type of moment where when he says something, you have to pay attention because he doesn't do that many interviews. And yes, he's gonna be on tour, but after that tour and after he releases another album, which I believe there's another album this year, whether it's a joint album or not, we'll see. Whether there's a deluxe album or GNX, we'll have to wait and see. But either way, after that, we're not going to get another Kendrick Lamar album or feature for years. For years. For years. You know how I know? Because it's Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? That's how he moves. Mind you, he'll probably be working on other people's projects. 'Cause I seen something. You'll see. Let's go.
as there is so much that needs to be talked about with this new Carti record, really make sure to like and subscribe as we uncover just how important this album really is. And so with that said, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar and Playboi Carti, this duo is really one of the most exciting things that we could have seen in hip-hop, because for what they represent, this is really two different sides of rap music coming together. And while Carti is getting up,
they represent the complete opposite. Like I said, this is the first time I've actually reacted to or listened to any Playboi Carti, but from what I know of, I know they're complete opposites. Otherwise, I would have listened to him a long time ago. That's just pure facts for me personally.
upped huge by having this much music with the king of hip-hop right now, Kendrick is also expanding his appeal to even more listeners than ever, which for the title Kendrick is now holding, this is only going to make sure that it's going to last longer and longer. And now before we get into any of the Kendrick and Carti tracks and what they all represent and what Kendrick is trying to tell us here, just from the songs actually coming out.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's like, because I know he's going to dive deep into it, yeah, but it's like now it's making me feel like I should have reacted to the other two tunes, but I didn't realize that there were other tunes on there. I didn't realize because when the song was, look, put it this way, when the album came out, someone said, I think it was from NPR podcast on Twitter, they mentioned, oh, Kendrick's on the Playboi Carti's album, I Am Music. I'm like, I bet man's gonna react to that still. That was it. They never mentioned the name of the song. They never mentioned, you know what I mean? Like what type of feature it's gonna be or anything like that. They just literally said he is on You know what I mean? Like, I don't. It's just one of those things here where, like, it's one of those things where it's so unexpected that, let alone one feature, but two, but three on one album. Let's go.
Now, Kendrick is showing us that his moves are only getting more calculated in this era because even with the release of this album and their
You're not calculated. You're only listen. You're not calculated. Um, I can even predict your angles. I listen. If you know, you know Euphoria and that. Oh man, let's go.
for these three new tracks, with this coming out exactly a month after Drake dropped SSS for You, and really that record already having to compete with the Super Bowl and all of the hype from that after it dropped. Now as it's trying to find support and work songs like Nokia to salvage it and make it a decent received and performing body of work, within the timeline we are seeing, it's not just going to go against Carti and his new solo songs, but now it also has to compete against three new tracks from Kendrick Lamar, and it will for sure lose. Because again, from every perspective possibly out there, Kendrick Lamar has managed to deliver three dynamic songs here that all serve completely different purposes. And that means whether it's on the rap, melodic, or just general charts. Kendrick has even more music to add to his already dominating catalog, and this is what we are bound to see. Because before we even get into the more lyrical performances where Kendrick Lamar delivered his most pivotal verse since GNX, we need to discuss how the song Backdoor is joining another Kendrick song like Luther as a smooth melodic cut that plays on rhythmic and
Oh
pop charts as
no,
well as
no,
rap. And
no,
because of
no,
everything
no, 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 no. Yo. Okay, so now I know what to expect. It's not like I can pause. I could have paused this and came back to this, but it wouldn't have made sense. Um, but do you know what though? It's fine. Sometimes you now I know what to expect, but at the same time I still don't know what to expect because Luther, that tune Luther with Scissor. Listen, banger. Like it's an R&B banger. Not even hip hop. It is R&B. It's literally an R&B song. Literally an R&B song. If you know, you know. Let's go.
it can accomplish manages to do the whole R&B thing that Drake was trying to secure easy wins with on SSS for You way better than any song on there does. And I mean with this cut, which from the sample to the vocals to Carti and Kendrick's performances, which show how dynamic they have become as vocalists, and for Kendrick has shown how good he has become at writing and performing in all different types of musical tracks. This is really just a record that is going to stick around for a while and create a lot of problems for every other artist. But ultimately, who of course cares about the charts this much and whose album this is going to ruin? Will of course be Drake's. And now with this song, as it was produced by the guy who used to refer to himself as Mr. West a long time ago, I don't know how calculated this could have been, but with this song releasing on March 14th, which of course Drake has a song of the same name where he used that date because he was in Wyoming, and this was a pivotal.
All right, so this makes me know because I saw a tweet from Kanye West. Yeah, I see what Kanye West is doing. It's promo. It's PR. It's promo. I see what it is. Do you know what I mean? If you're wondering what he said, yeah, let me pull up what he said. Yeah, let me pull up what he said. Give me a second. Let's see what he said. So he put. So he said. So it's NFR podcast. That's where I got it from, not NPR. All right. So he says, I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music. He raps very good, but I didn't need to hear him on Carti's album. You know what I'm saying? That for him to be on the production of, I think it's on Backdoor, I believe it is. Like, I'm like, yo, Kanye is just Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other way to explain why he does what he does. You know what I mean? Like, But the good thing is, when he tweets or whatever he does or whatever rant he wants to do, he trends. It trends. So it's a thing of, it's up to you whether you wanna whether you want to focus on the negative or the positive. But I do feel like, hang on. So I'm just realizing something now. Okay, yeah. So I do feel like with this particular album as well, um, yeah, Backdoor is actually produced by Kanye West and Audra Volta and Scott Bridgeway, which is, yeah, it just it's given the fact that he's just promoting. It's just promotion. That's all. Just there's no other way to put it. Why else would he do it?
Day in terms of what went on behind the scenes for Pusha T's story of Added to happen.
Car owners, there's a free tool right here that get you thousands of pounds in compensation. You see, if you find out...
Hold on.
Altogether, while I don't know how
Wait, what?
problems for every other artist, but ultimately, who of course cares about the charts this much and whose album this is gonna ruin will of course be Drake's. And now with this song, as it was produced by the guy who used to refer to himself as Mr. West a long time ago, I don't know how calculated this could have been, but with this song releasing on March 14th, which of course Drake has a song of the same name where he used that date because he was in Wyoming, and this was a pivotal day in terms of what went on behind the scenes for Pusha T's story of Added to happen. Altogether, while I don't know how thought out this really could have been on Kendrick's end, I do think it's definitely worth mentioning. And really, in this time where Kendrick has been quietly letting Drake know that he is not getting his spot back no matter what, this very well could be a subtle message that was supposed to be sent to him just in order to let Drake know that it's on and it will be over for him no matter what he tries to do and how he tries to pivot at this point. And now, beyond having a new record that is going to maybe even go #1 on the charts because it is that appealing.
Do you know what I find very intriguing about this? It's just the fact that with Kendrick Lamar, his timing is always impeccable. Like, is it a coincidence that it's March 14 when it was released? Is it a coincidence that in March 2024 and March 2000 he released like that? And like it, I don't know. But I'm intrigued to hear more about these other two songs. So we're gonna react to that straight after, and then after it would be To Anyone, like their tunes. Do you know what I mean? Let's go.
Appealing to everybody. There's two other Kendrick Lamar songs on this record, and I think the best and most important one has to be the track Good Credit, which really, this song is the type of track that when you think of what this duo would be able to achieve, it just uses the best of their abilities, as it's a much darker song. And I mean, as Kendrick says on the track himself, Carti is his evil twin, and as Kendrick also says things like, you know what it is, it's the vamps and the boogies. It really tells you both the type of vibe and message Kendrick wants to send here, and also how much he's believing and supporting Playboi Carti. And now with this verse, which is over a Cardo beat who also did a lot of the production on Euphoria for reference, Kendrick really delivers another performance that we are going to be talking about for a very long time. Between Kendrick...
Say what now? Do you know what I mean? That was technically the first full-on diss song towards Drake, funny enough. And in that same song, what do you say? Headshot for head for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Kendrick just ascending further and further into rap all-time great status. Kendrick also throws more subliminals at Drake on this track, and again, doing the most petty things that disrespect what hip-hop stands for as a whole. It's really all deserved on Drake's end, and I think it's actually good for the betterment of the genre that somebody is calling him out. And now Kendrick has a lot of references here, which show just how tapped in he is to every single thing going on in hip-hop. As for example, with a bar like, I would have said you too, but you knew what the list was for. What Kendrick seems to
I
be
knew I
referencing
caught that. I was like, hang on, I caught that because you know in December in around Christmas time when Drake went on that podcast, not podcast, he went on to that stream, which is kind of ironic because he should have went on academics stream based on the interaction that's been happening. But it's like, in the way that Acadiddy rides for Drake, you would have thought he would. But anyway, I digress. But by the way, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So he basically was saying there was a list that was given, yeah. But it's funny because that list, as much as some people want to say it's written by a fan or this or that, it, it could be by Drake. I could be wrong, but he is Mr. Manipulator. You get it? But yeah, I did catch that bar, but I was like, if I say it, maybe it's maybe it's gonna go over my head. I don't know. Maybe, and this is why I wanted to wait to react to the Rap Genius one instead, so I can actually focus and lock in and be like, all right, boom, this is what I can say what it means. You know what I mean? Let's go. So that's interesting. Now.
doing the most petty things that disrespect what hip hop stands for as a whole. It's really all deserved on Drake's end, and I think it's actually good for the betterment of the genre that somebody is calling him out. And now Kendrick has a lot of references here, which show just how tapped in he is to every single thing going on in hip hop. As for example, with a bar like, I would have said you too, but you knew what the list was for. What Kendrick seems to be referencing here is the Drake and 50 Cent co-signed Drake beef list, which has the running names of everyone who Team Drake has problems with, and overall with Kendrick pulling a reference out like this, it just shows how much—
Are you sure? Is he absolutely sure? This is the one where I think maybe this guy got it wrong this time. Because the list I was thinking of, hold on.
also throws more subliminals at Drake on this track, and again, since Drake is still doing the most petty things that disrespect what hip hop stands for as a whole, it's really all deserved on Drake's end, and I think it's actually good for the betterment of the genre that somebody is calling him out. And now Kendrick has a lot of references here, which show just how tapped in he is to every single thing going on in hip hop. As for example, with a bar like, I would have said you too, but you knew what the list was for. What Kendrick seems to be referencing here is the Drake and 50 Cent co—
Okay, maybe it could be that as well, but in that list, that list isn't really a F to say the F you. It's funny because he could also make reference to that list, but I'm pretty sure it's to do with Drake being on that stream with the other guy. I don't even know what his name is. I don't really care what his name is. But like disrespectfully, by the way. But um like I feel like it could be that. I I I don't know. I feel like it's the other list. Because he was mentioning, because think about it, he was trying to say F Kendrick Lamar, like he wanted to say something, he wanted to say that, but he's like, I can't say that. You know what I mean? He's scared to say Kendrick Lamar's name. He's scared to say his name. He's scared because he knows Kendrick is listening, Kendrick is watching, and if Kendrick catches on, he's gonna say something, and even then, Kendrick's still caught on. So yeah.
co-signed Drake beef list, which has the running names of everyone who Team Drake has problems with, and overall with Kendrick pulling a reference out like this, it just shows how much he keeps his ear to everything going on, even when we don't realize it. And from bars like these to flexes about doing the most successful halftime show ever at the Super Bowl as a solo rapper, which he references in a super clever bar where he says having my way like Usher dog, red blue diamond like Gusher dog, which of course the reference here is both to Usher's song My Way, and then it's also a mirror to Usher as they were the most recent Super Bowl halftime headliners. And I think even with this whole structure where Kendrick Lamar ends each bar with the word dog, as this verse is now marking the full circle moment of Kendrick, Future, and Metro Boomin's Like That, it feels like Kendrick is using this wordplay to tap back into the For All the Dog-esque wordplay he was using to tell Drake what exactly was about to happen to him there. And now while there is—
This is why Kendrick Lamar, is a genius. I'm telling you, everything he does is on purpose, not for purpose. I'm gonna repeat that again. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, by the way. Hit the like button, share, 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 share. Everything that Kendrick Lamar does and says is on purpose, not for purpose. Wait, no, that's wrong. I meant to say everything Kendrick Lamar does is on purpose and for purpose. That's what I meant to say. You know what I mean? Because like the timing, like I already told you about the timing of when the album. I mean, sorry, the song like that was released like last year. I already mentioned that, but like for him to now reference certain things within that time frame, yeah, and he really meant head for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk because, hey, he can wear like Drake can wear that sweatshirt if he wants to, but get me. Anyway, I won't go too deep into what I want to say, but end of the day, like it's a battle, man. Like it just is what it is, man. Like it's the hip hop is a sport. You know what I mean? It's a sport. It's a culture.
There is a ton of great bars on this track, like the reference to Luka Doncic, and even Kendrick reminding everybody of who he is. I think the most important bars on this track are heard when Kendrick says, "Conspiracy theories is given, but I must admit it, you got the wrong person." And with these lines and the ones around it, this seems to be Kendrick's way of responding to Drake's suit and the idea of what he is doing there. As really what Kendrick is trying to tell us is that Drake's claim is so out there that he doesn't just not respect it, but that Drake has the wrong person for what he is trying to say and the wrong song and not like us for what he is trying to push. And I mean, with this entire record, this song more than anything else is a turning point in hip hop, as it's marking the first time we are hearing Kendrick Lamar after the Super Bowl and everything around there with an actual full-on verse. And of course here we are seeing him just expand and grow his entire skill set as an MC in ways that nobody would have ever expected, and I think doing it the way Kendrick has, it's just showing how serious he is about having the greatest peak that any rapper has by far, and overall by teaming up with Carti and his audience. It is showing how Kendrick is trying to not just change and shift hip-hop, but unite its most important parts, also we can get to a point where everyone is just creating and enjoying the most passionate art that they possibly can. And so with these records and with this entire new era, which is showing that nothing is off limits for Kendrick Lamar in terms of the artistic choices and paths he decides to take, I think it's amazing for hip-hop and is only going to give us more music like this, which is both as exciting and as good as it possibly can get for us right now. And I mean, with all of this happening, again, right as Drake has been trying to move up the charts with SSS for You and make a real chart-topping song with something like Nokia.
The thing is, as well, yeah, like I feel like Kendrick, you know, in that actual song, when I said he doesn't care about the numbers and he's just being himself, I think if there's any lesson to be learned from this beef between Drake and Kendrick, it's the lesson that it's always best to be yourself and be authentic. Do you know what I mean? And because no one is saying that Drake doesn't make good music. You know what I mean? No one's saying that. Obviously, some people say some of his songs of recent have been mid. That's different. You know what I mean? Like it's been mid. It's not to say they're bad, they're awful. They're just mid. You know what I mean? Because they expect him to do better, and they're within every right to expect their favorite artist to do better. You know what I mean? But it's like even the stuff and the conspiracy theories and stuff like that. If you mentioned about the lawsuit, and could that reference the lawsuit? Maybe. Could he also be talking about the fact that even in one interview I was watching again with the Nelly situation, Nelly, as much as I rate Nelly, get me, like he mentioned something about how Drake's got the world or pop, or yeah, Drake's got like the country. No, he said Drake's got the country, Kendrick's got West Coast. What are we talking about? That's the conspiracy theory, and you think it. Then again, no, that's not conspiracy theory. When I think about it, that's just the wrong um lens point. Because if you're thinking about what's happening now, Kendrick clearly has the country and other countries. Am I wrong? Shout out to Drake though, like for participating in the beef, but for him to do the lawsuit, I feel like that's where he went wrong, and that's where it got me thinking, yeah, this guy's not really for the culture. You know what I mean? As much as I've said it before that he is an actor, and his best role is playing Drake. I've said it before, and I didn't mean it in a disrespectful way. I'm just calling it as I'm literally calling it as I see it. And I would have liked to have been proven wrong, but here we are.
With now Drake not just having to go against songs like Luther, Not Like Us, and TV Off anymore, and also having to go against other records here, which are going to not just be big songs, but in the case of something like Backdoor, that record has potential to become the biggest Carti song ever in terms of the appeal it has, because it's just so much smoother than anything else he has ever done. And it also sounds better than anything on Drake's new album.
If you've been wearing glasses more than 5 years, stop scrolling. We're looking for people in the UK aged between 35.
Overall, what is clear is that Drake just didn't mess with the wrong MC, but that now as Kendrick Lamar is the top guy in rap and it's not even close. By doing things like this and actually expanding both your craft and the other artists you are alongside and not taking away from their vision. And just in terms of actually doing collaborations right and adding to the artist's vision and not taking from it. This is what the track Mojo Jojo really is for Kendrick and Carti, because while Kendrick is able to just play in the background with ad-libs and vocals that overall add to the type of atmosphere Carti is trying to create, and overall, by doing this, Kendrick allows who he is working with to have their moment without taking away from it, like Drake loved to do when he was on big features all of the time. Which again, with Kendrick doing something like this, it's just so clear that he understands.
I hear that, I hear that, but, and I haven't heard that song yet. And I did, when I listened to, Good Credit, I did say I was looking out for Drake's feature. Sorry, not Drake, of course not. I was looking out for Kendrick Lamar's feature, so it stood out to me the most, right? That's just plain facts. But I will say this, when it comes to hip hop culture as a whole, from what I know of, right? And even within grime culture, but let's stick to hip hop. There's a thing where the artists or the MCs want to make sure they have a better verse than the person they're featuring, or the person they're featuring wants to be better verse than the main artist. They want to make sure. There's nothing wrong with that. It's healthy competition, and it makes the song sound a lot better. Because, like, you know what I mean? I'll give you a prime example. Yeah, Renegade by Jay-Z. Yeah, a lot of people say Eminem had the better verse, but I always say Jay-Z had the better verse. But who do you think had the better verse? Leave your answer in the comments below. And that's the point. It's the fact of they both were decided to say, you know what? Nah, let me, you know what I mean? And then that's just one prime example. And I'm not saying that Drake isn't a cult. Like, Drake doesn't do, I'm gonna explain this. Like, I get what they're trying to say, but at the same time, I don't get what they're trying to say. But we move.
His place with this all. And really with this, while I don't think this record is gonna go #1 or be a genre shifter like the other collabs, it's a super engaging and fun song that almost feels like Kendrick and Carti's version of the Hillbillies to an extent, and I mean that in the best way possible. And so with all of this is how you do collaborations the right way, and if Kendrick Lamar keeps this up, it's gonna be a long time until anyone even gets close to Kendrick Lamar's #1 spot in the entire music industry. And so now with all that said, let me know. What do you think of these 3 new Kendrick Lamar and Carti records? Which one is your favorite? And what do you think about this entire moment we are seeing as rap fans right now? Now really be sure to let me know your early thoughts on this entire Carti album as well. We are definitely going to be talking about it more, so stick around for that. Now I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all of this, and if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now if you want to see how right before this, it was guaranteed that Kendrick Lamar was going to change everything in hip-hop with these collabs, check out the suggested video.
How Kendrick Lamar is about to change hip hop all over again. Anyway, let's see what people say in the comments real quick. Hang on. Big Meat speaks after Rick Ross played him. Well. Anyway. Let's see what people commenting. I'm starting to see why Buddy out here begging for hugs. Hey, listen. Not only did Carti drop something other than a fit pick or a mugshot for the first time in years, you got Kendrick popping off too. Either Carti didn't want to test the universe gangster so close to the ideas March, or more than likely Kendrick smacked him upside the head like a father to his son and said, "Boy, if you don't stop effing around, okay." Regardless, I'm glad that Carti fans finally get to win, and I'm glad that Kendrick isn't stopping anytime soon. It ain't even about Aubrey. It's the cult of holes anymore. Really, it's about the love of the game. He said it himself in one of his features, and I'm so here for it. The rap I grew up in the late '90s, not only back, is evolving into something really cool. See, I'm glad they said that. It's evolving. Oh, hold on, it's evolving back into something um how it's supposed to be, basically. Because look, I'll be honest, yeah, that's what the music is supposed to be doing. Hold on, SZA on touring with Kendrick Lamar, new movie. Oh, SZA, why are you uploading that? Well, not your fault, it's Jimmy Kimmel. Anyway, Kendrick is in a league of his own. And that's so super facts. Anyway, so I'm gonna put now when it comes to Drake, give him a hug. Okay, seriously, Kendrick is on a whole new level, and it is good to see him continue to deliver. Plus, big up Carti for his album release. It's not easy when you know someone else is at wait. It's not easy, especially knowing that I just put that. You know what I mean? Anything else is just mad extra. By the way, my name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan Trust, the name you can trust when it comes to all things reactions. So we're gonna have to react to Kendrick Lamar's feature on the other tunes. So the first one is going to have to be where we at. So we did Code Credit. It's gonna have to be Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo. Alright, so if you're a Kendrick Lamar fan, you know what to do. Hit that like button,